Is everything recording?
Hello.
Oh, did you just start it?
I was gonna.
Okay. Hi.
I mean,
you do you, man. What are you gonna do? I keep looking over them like, oh wait, we messed up because I see like an undone camera over there.
We'll just have to start. Like, it's
Start
awkward.
what?
Now it's awkward. Now it's awkward. Hello and welcome to the Sharing Needles with Friends broadcast.
Hello, welcome.
We are glad you made it back safely this week.
Oh,
Speaking.
try not to do. I rewatched the last episode.
Did you? Good. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
So like one of the two views is
one of
you
one of those
and
is me.
the other is me.
No more voices from you. I've made a decision. You can't do voices.
Okay, hold on. So first of all,
I've made the decision.
walls up. I feel attacked right now. Like, no joke, you're gonna come out like we've been hanging out all morning. We've been hanging out and doing work and doing our
I
stuff
can't
all
hear you.
morning.
There's a wall up.
I'm keeping that fucking wall up. The wall is up. All morning we've been hanging out, and never once was there mention of any of this leading up to, and then we start and we decide, oh, we're recording, and then you're like, whoosh, what's the best way?
Well, it's because we're
to take
recording
him down?
now,
What's
and I
the
was
best
like,
way to take his
oh.
knees out? Cobra Kai, dude.
was
You are striking first.
Well,
you're striking hard.
I'm just being blunt.
And you're showing no mercy.
Just being blunt and honest with you, okay?
No more voices.
I mean, you
What
can
does this
do
include?
them, obviously.
I'd like to know, what does this include? Voices as in, i.e., what's
one's
the
okay.
fine print?
Starting off, any that sound, if anyone could listen to and say, is that Randy Savage? You can't do that voice.
Okay.
I mean, you can.
Okay.
But I mean, these are the ones that I would stray away from.
Yep. I'm
And,
here for it. I'm here to
and
take your criticism.
Anything when they're like anything that gets up like that and like
See, well, when you did that-
elongating syllables, like really like you can elongate a syllable about this much, but don't do it this much.
Right. Noted. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. No more voices.
Okay. We'll
This
see how that goes.
This one's gonna be chock full of voices now.
We'll
isn't
just
it?
see how that goes now. Now that I know this, because I wasn't aware.
I'm just kidding. I really don't
Of
think that, but I was about to make fun of the voices.
crazy, though.
Because I did watch it and I was like, and I could see myself like with every time a voice would happen.
And you were like, oh,
I like the voices.
I cringe for you. And that's fine.
I like it.
Because you would. I mean,
I don't cringe for you. I cringe for me.
Because anyone that listens to it would be like, ooh, dude, don't do that with your voice. And but I did, and I did it in the moment, you know?
Okay.
Just like, man, this completely started different than I thought it was going to start today.
Well, I just thought we would start on, business out front,
And that was a dick move, because I was going to ask you, last week we were going to start, and we ended up getting off topic, but I was going to ask how your depression was.
Oh, it's...
I was actually going to start the show off on like a kind of like kind, nice, honest.
I mean, I'm kidding, though, about the voices.
Yeah, I know.
Obviously, because I know that if I really didn't want voices,
You would just say,
saying something about it...
yeah, wouldn't happen here. It wouldn't happen
Well,
here.
no, saying that,
I mean,
I just
it
wouldn't
would-
say anything about it because I knew that would make you do it even more.
Oh, you think I'm one of those guys that like, when you point it out, it's like, hey man, stop flexing so much. And then every day you're just like,
that's like you're going to just
hey, but
major
flexing
flex.
what? Flexing what? What are you
Look at
talking
that.
about?
You got a little ball there.
Something's like starting to happen. But like, so are you talking about those kind of guys? Like you just expect it.
What kind of guys?
You tell them to stop like flexing, so they're going to start doing it more.
Oh yeah, that's you.
Right. So you think that I'm going to lean more into the voices today?
Not today now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think so either.
Doesn't feel like a voice day.
No, today didn't feel like a voice. Well, I don't know. You never know.
You never know when it might
Because
strike
it can
you.
strike you. And I just found some really cool news out last night. So sad news.
Oh.
I
Do I
want
know
to talk
about it
about
yet?
your depression. But before we get there.
But you're going to sideline my depression. Okay.
Yep. But we're going to sideline it and we're going to circle back.
Okay.
Walls are down now.
All right.
I'm feeling better. Less attacked.
I didn't hear anything you
Less
said.
attacked. It's okay.
During the wall up section.
Oh.
That's what that's.
heard
It's
that.
like Charlie Brown's parents.
I finished the Tudors last night.
Yeah.
And so that was sad, like single tier. You know, I
Wait, how many seasons are there again?
it's 4.
4 seasons. Okay.
And so it chronicles like, you know, his whole reign for the most part,
Yeah.
and all of his 6 wives, like spans all of it. So I've recently gotten on Ancestry.com and started researching my dad's family, and I've gotten as far back as Henry II. Apparently, is a. I
Wow.
mean, like he's in my tree somehow. And yesterday I looked up if Henry II and Henry VIII were related.
Yeah.
Because that would mean that by proxy, I'm also related because I'm related to Henry II
Yeah.
somehow.
God help us if that's the case. Right.
But as it turns out, that Henry II and Henry VIII are related.
How are they related though?
Well, see, they are actually related by an affair that the king had with a woman at court.
Wait, but that who had Henry II or Henry VIII?
Henry VIII.
Okay.
Who happened to be
See, why didn't anybody
direct
chop off his head?
blood descendant, you know, of
If he was cheating, why
Henry
is his
II.
head not chopped off?
He's the king, dude.
No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
That was rhetorical.
if you were the king,
Yeah.
I mean, those were his words, you know? Off with his head. And I mean, you know, Henry VIII didn't really say that.
So you are related to Henry VIII in some
But yeah.
form or fashion.
So in some form or fashion, my Ancestry DNA shows me going back as far as Henry II on my dad's side, I've found.
yeah.
And that's taken a while to get that far back. And so I was just curious, knowing that Henry II's my family. I was like, it's worth a Google search.
Yeah.
Is Henry II and Henry VIII related? Yeah. So,
At least by proxy.
yeah. I mean, hey, I don't care how distant it is.
Yeah.
Just knowing that he's like somewhere in that tree
Yeah.
that
I've
I'm
always-
in is pretty cool.
I've always
Like,
wanted to do the DNA thing, but then always my
Do you know how weird it is?
conspiratorial mind just won't let me.
Dude, the other day, you know,
Yeah.
I signed up for Ancestry and I got the DNA because I've never done that before. And I thought, oh, this might be interesting. I'd like to know how, where, and why, all of that.
How, where, and why.
You get a vial.
I'm gonna start a new
like this
company of
big.
DNA match called How, Where, and Why. That'd be
It's no joke. It's this big, right? You have to spit in it until it fills up with saliva. Not bubbles.
thank God
It
it's
even
saliva.
says not bubbles. You spit in it until you fill it up to a certain level. And then you put the cap on, it puts a solution in that you shake up.
Yeah.
And then it like stabilizes it and you send it in. But you spit in a cup this large and have to spit in it enough to fill it up to a certain line that says no bubbles.
No bubbles.
You have to
like
spit
it can't be the
in a
frothy
cup.
stuff.
Can I say it again? You have to spit in a cup enough to fill it up, and that's gross.
I could do that in like 2 seconds.
See, I know there are people who do like dip. You know?
I don't do dip. I'm not gonna. You can't dip, but
And they spit in a cup like in front of you. They'll be sitting
Well, that's
in the
because
same
that's
room with you,
causing
and
more-
they're spitting, and you're like, and dude, when I am in the room with somebody, and I hear,
yeah, that's one of the worst.
dude,
That's one
stop
of the
doing
worst.
that and go outside and smoke a cigarette. If you need it that bad, then go like. When you're spitting into a Mountain Dew bottle or something that people can see, like because a lot of times,
And it's like
you can
sometimes
see
it's like a cup with a paper towel down in it.
That
and
is a
and
big
that's
thing.
Like
That's
I don't know if a lot of you
Is
that
that a
listen
thing?
are
Yeah,
from the
I
South
was
and know
about
a
to
lot
say,
of
is
people.
that
Is
like-
that a northern or a western thing as well?
I think it happens everywhere. I mean,
it
people
should.
people dip everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like we watched King and Sting. And
I've tried
Brennan
it.
Schaub. He's always got.
Oh, does he?
He's always got a thing in. He's got a couple usually sitting out on the table. He's always got one in. Yeah.
I've tried it.
So it's not
handful
just
of times,
like
and it's always been the most miserable experience.
yeah. I don't know. Hey, if you guys, if any of you are nicotine users that like to get via the pouches that I've seen so much recently,
Snooze.
yeah, please let me know what what's the haps with that.
I always used to
Like
throw
what-
up every time I would do it.
Yeah, and I've seen these new brands that say that
Yeah.
like you don't have to spit anymore and you can swallow.
That's the snooze. Yeah.
And yeah. So like, but you get nicotine, and so as someone who used to smoke and
I guess you don't have to swallow.
loved, well, you know, you don't
But,
have to.
ugh. If you
But
did,
nicotine is amazing, and so like I would kind of like to know how those work,
I
just
feel
for like certain
drinking that stuff would be
Ooh.
like the worst thing. Like, why would you
Like
not
having it in
want
your
to
mouth and
spit it out?
I know, yeah, I don't know.
Why would you not want to spit it out? Like, why would it be like, hey, you don't have to spit anymore? Like, okay, yeah.
Now you
but
can swallow what's been sitting in your
I've
mouth
never wanted-
and built up.
Every time I've dipped, I've never had the inclination like, I wish I could swallow this.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
there's never been one of those things like, wish that I could drink. I wish they made this in a bottle
Jacob.
that I could purchase.
What was his name? Jacob. We went to high school with him. Anyway, my first experience with
Stevenson?
this, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with him at his house, and
Yeah.
he did it. He liked it, and he gave me some. You know, like Red Man style, like the
You got
like
chew.
I'm talking.
Was it chew or
yes.
was it dip?
It was chew.
Because chew. Oh, okay, chew's like another step.
You chew a little bit and then you
up.
kind of like park it. Apparently, it's a little of both. I didn't know because I was only like 15, 14.
Yeah.
You didn't swallow your
Oh,
spit.
dude, that's gross, man.
So
That's
the
gross.
first, I put it in my mouth and I started chewing, and my mouth immediately filled up with saliva, and I just swallowed
Oh no.
the first time.
Yeah, that's.
And as soon as it hit my stomach,
I'm literally getting a little bit sick hearing you talk about it.
yes,
because
that's what it felt, dude.
Ugh.
Like it was if you could push a button. It was
Yeah.
instantaneous.
Yeah.
I swallowed.
Like
I felt
eject.
it go,
Like immediately eject.
and the moment it hit the stomach said, "Oh no, you're not coming here. No,
Nope.
back up." And so it right back
Ugh.
out. And so I've never done it since. Never have I done a dip or anything that goes into the mouth ever again.
Yeah, I try. Okay, so that chew stuff. I think my uncles.
Cigarettes were great.
My uncles made me
But-
try chew one time, and it was like Levi Garrett or something like that.
Oh.
And I remember like it's like it immediately makes
That's that old
everything
school.
in your mouth saliva up, and it
Yep.
tastes like bile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it's like got
Yeah.
like a sweetness, but it also tastes like
I don't know if that's the
there's
sweetness.
acid reflux immediately up into your chest.
That's what happened. Yep. It's that acid okay, so
It's
if
like
you've
that
ever had
before
the
you
acid
throw
reflux.
up.
Yep.
Before
Yep.
you throw up, when you get that feeling in the back of your throat,
Yep.
you know it's like,
Yep.
oh, this is
Oh,
that.
well, now's the time, and I've got to
Now's
go
the
find
time
somewhere.
because I'm getting that like
Yes.
acid taste.
Yep.
Now's the time.
It's
I
like
need
that
to make
moment that you're like
preparations
in
to
and
be
around
somewhere I can
people,
throw
and
up.
that you've already got to have in mind like a puke point.
Yeah.
Like, okay, now I'm gonna go there.
Yep.
Or if it happens here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go there. 'Cause, I mean, you've always got to have that sort of like thing planned anyway.
Is that where you have it planned every time you go somewhere?
Oh, always. Yeah, you got to have a puke point.
Where's my puke
HQ,
locations?
You know,
Okay.
the headquarters, and then you got to have like strategics outside of that, just like when you're out and about, because like that's an awkward thing to have to do.
Yeah.
And luckily, it doesn't happen often. Like,
Well, I would hope
like,
not.
Yeah,
If it does, you need to go.
But
to
I'm just saying,
the
like
doctor.
when you're in a social environment, you know, you want to get away from. You don't want people to see you. You know.
Well, of course
Like,
not.
Okay, so
But
for
if
example,
you're gonna throw up, like that's one of those times where like, if it's happening, there's no choice in the matter. You're not thinking like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. You'll be embarrassed afterwards, but
I think so the other day, I think I saw someone who might have been throwing up.
oh, that's awkward. Where was that?
Yeah, it was real weird. So I was running
Yeah.
because I don't know if you guys have heard, if I've talked about
Oh
it.
God.
I'm a
Oh,
runner.
here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it right there.
Come
I'm just
on,
gonna leave it on the tip.
Prefontaine. Let's get on with the story.
I'm a runner, right? That's what I do. But I was running, right? So like I was just going right along.
Is that what runners do these days?
Yeah, man, just like
They
that.
run.
And
Okay.
we run. And I saw someone up ahead, and they looked like they were wearing workout gear. They were a little bit larger.
Okay.
So they're definitely like doing something
Yeah.
to like better their health. They had overdone it.
Oh.
It's
gonna happen. This means they're pushing themselves.
It does, but it was a really awkward thing because they waved as I ran by.
Oh, well, that's
because
awkward.
they were.
That's
I
weird.
think they felt weird, right? That
Yeah.
they were seen because it was in front of. There's a.
Are you sure they weren't
high
like,
school and then elementary school?
Sir, help.
No. He said,
Help me, sir.
He said, I'm good. I'm just overdoing it.
Uh,
And I was like, oh, good, man.
oh, you had a conversation.
I mean, it was like, because here I come, right?
Yeah.
Again, it's like high school is here. There's like the elementary school or like the pre-elementary school.
You're pretty
there.
much explaining to everyone how
And
to
I'm-
get to your house right now.
Yeah, no, really. I'm running, and he's like at that corner in between the high school and the little kid school. And he's like standing in that corner, just like
Little kid school.
puking into the grass.
Elementary school. Little kid school. I like
No,
how
it's before elementary because the
Oh,
elementary
like
is
the
over there.
preschool.
Yeah, it's like the
Little
pre.
kid
Yeah,
school.
the pre. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like when you're heading up that way. Anyway, so like he was standing there. You know, I saw him from ahead. You know, and you know he was just standing, kind of like getting his bearings about him.
As you do when you're
Yeah,
puking
and he
on the
was
side
like,
of the
he
road.
kind of looked over at me, and I saw him. And as I ran by him, you know, I even paused my headphones just in case.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I'm good. Just overdid it." I didn't
Overdid
really in that moment know what to do, other than just like,
Yeah.
awesome. So I mean, I literally did give him like,
You have my support, sir.
yeah, hey man, you're doing
Keep it up.
You're doing something. You're out of the house.
Yeah.
You're moving. You're making moves. Proud of you.
You're making moves.
But you're moving a lot. So back it up a little bit, because when you're throwing up at 5 o'clock, you know, in the afternoon on the side of the road.
If you want to hit it up in your personal gym at an all-time level till you puke, you do it. But if you're going to be
Man, that's-
around others, I would
Yeah.
I would
you know,
do.
you gotta,
I would go up to like maybe not puke level.
Yeah. No, don't.
But maybe he just didn't see it come. Maybe he's new to running. He's finding his limits.
And that's also
He's
that's what I was
testing- he's
thinking.
testing the limits out.
Again, he's new to it, but also again, props to you. He's the guy's pushing himself to the point where he's throwing up, which means he's serious about whatever weight loss goals he's got or health goals in general, you know,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. And I like, again,
Right. Sometimes
Do
I've
that.
eaten so much
I just
that I
felt-
felt like I was going to throw up.
see,
And I've been eating all my life. You'd think that I would know when to stop.
There's been times where I've done like a big dinner and then not given it a full 2 to 4 hours and gone for a really long run and felt really gross.
yeah.
I've never gotten to the point where I've ever thrown up. Because you always get that feeling of like, okay, I should go ahead and like
Yeah.
stop here soon so that I don't
Yeah.
continue and then make myself feel really gross. It's not
Right.
It's not worth it.
Here's what I do that really screws me up. And this is probably just because I'm getting old and my body just
getting
gets
old.
mad about stuff
Just getting old.
differently than it ever did before.
Yeah.
But if
Just
I
getting old.
eat and then fall asleep soon afterwards and wake back up,
You're hungry.
you might
again?
as well shoot me in the chest because that's what it feels like. My heartburn
Oh, so you
so bad that
are we talking like late night
so like
Taco Bell sort of
well,
like
no.
eating and
I'm
then
talking
sleeping?
about
'Cause, yeah.
I'm talking about most
Obvious.
eating anything. Like if I eat anything, really like a substantial meal, maybe
Right.
not a snack, but like a
Man.
meal. And then like let's say we eat
doesn't
dinner,
I'm
and then I
lucky about
immediately go take the kids to bed, and I end up laying down and falling asleep in
Yeah.
their bed or something.
Yeah.
Like this is more of like a eat, lay down,
Mm-hmm.
get back up, heartburn city. Like it's awful. It's the worst.
So knowing that information, you still do it though.
Well, I don't mean to fall asleep when I fall asleep.
But you know
Usually.
you're tired.
But no, it's when I'm taking the kids to bed, and sometimes
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
that's a
I'll
whole
lay
thing.
with
That's
them
true.
and I'll fall asleep
Yeah.
in the bed.
That's
and It's just
unavoidable.
one of those things.
I get that.
Or like if I were to eat like a Thanksgiving meal and then take a nap afterwards and then wake back up, then
It's quite often that you eat something that heavy or intense.
well, I'm just giving it as an extra
instance.
example
Yeah.
of why I might eat a large amount and then fall asleep. There's not too many occasions where it
That's
happens.
true. Thanksgiving is a good example because I think everyone does that.
I think there's
everyone takes the
I
day.
think there's holiday. There's me taking the kids to bed. That's another reason. And
Which
then
happens a
any
lot.
other reason would have to be like
Just general.
straight up coma or pass out. Like it's not like I just eat and sleep immediately. I don't eat in the bed.
Right. It's not a normal thing for you. It's just if it were to happen.
I would though. Think about it.
Yeah.
Having a fridge right next to the bed so that I don't even have to get out of it.
That was the thing for me though, when I did have that problem when I used to drink.
Oh yeah.
Because what I found myself doing was my favorite thing to do always
Was drink
was
until
to
I threw up.
drink and then order Taco Bell.
Oh shit, yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
so I would drink and drink and drink, and then I would order Taco Bell. And I'd have a whole bunch of cheesy bean and rice burritos
Yep.
with fire sauce only.
Yeah.
Maybe some nachos.
Sounds
It
great,
depends
though,
on the
to be
night.
honest right now.
Depends on the night. Sometimes nachos. And I'd fall asleep on the couch and then wake up
Yep.
in the middle of the night hurting, dude.
Yeah, no, that's bad.
But I quit drinking and have since then like cut out the bad eating portion because it was the drinking that made me want to eat real bad.
yeah.
I still eat Taco Bell, but not
Bell.
in the same way that I ate
Tell you
Taco
what,
Bell.
I don't understand my love for Taco Bell.
I don't either. It
I
fascinates
don't know why I
me.
love it so much. But
I love
do.
Taco Bell too.
I can admit totally that it's probably straight up garbage, but I love it.
Yeah.
I'll willingly go eat it, even knowing that
It's-
it's probably not
It's
not great.
It's a comfort place for me, which
Yeah.
this sounds funny, but fun fact, because I talked to you on the phone when I did this.
Were you
The last
pooping?
time I really
Talking about pooping?
gorged, yep.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Last time I really gorged on Taco Bell was back in February of 21. I was recording an album
Oh,
with Nathan Gray,
yeah.
which you later came on to play with. And we were recording with Brian McTernan, and we were up in Baltimore. And we had just gotten done with the day of recording, and it was supposed to storm really, really bad.
Yeah. Like snowstorm, right?
Like snowstorm so bad that like they said expect to not go anywhere for days,
Right.
basically.
And that really was.
But I was only going to be there for one more day, and then I was supposed to come home.
Yeah.
And I had to make a choice of like, well, do I go home or do I stay and get snowed in and then I leave? I would have left you in a
hold on,
position
listen.
of, oh yeah, it's my washer
I know.
or dryer.
I
one
know.
of the
I
two.
just want to
I
document
don't think anyone will be able to hear it, but it does
how
go on for
crazy
so long.
it is. It's the longest song. It's like a
Still
full
going.
song.
And when it stops,
second verse.
it fakes you out. Yeah.
Okay. That was a
So
long
long.
time. There's
that's-
got to be settings to get rid of that. I'm
has
so
to
sorry
be.
I derailed you,
No,
but
it's okay.
but that
no,
thing-
I'm still in
It's
it.
baffling.
So yeah, we were recording with Brian. I was supposed to be there for one more day, and we were working on keyboards and stuff. And admittingly, I had stretched myself really thin
yeah,
on recording of that record. I wasn't treating myself good
right.
back then, like that.
Like just trying to do lots of things.
A year ago,
Like over-
a little more than a year ago, I was really treating myself. Yeah, I was overextending myself a lot. And so this is one of the things that made Brian McTernan so close of a friend to me now, which I never
Yeah.
thought I'd ever be able to say
Yeah,
in my life as someone who grew up a fan of him and
Yeah.
whatever, but like it's really cool. But he just like eviscerated me. So like we were at the end of a recording day and we
Yeah.
had hit a point where he had kind of hit a brick wall because like everyone, keep in mind we wrote this album during the pandemic. So everyone wrote this album together, you know, we were songwriting separately, you know, and that's hard to do. So, you know, sometimes like I would write a lead part to something that Nathan had already, you know, written guitar chords and structures for.
that no one would ever really hear until like everybody got together.
Exactly.
Or they would
So,
hear
like,
it, but
it was the demo and then we were going to make it again.
Yeah.
You know, but all I knew was like my solo parts. You know, I mainly played drums on the record, but I played a lot of solo stuff, solo
Yeah.
guitars. And I was doing some of them, but I didn't know the rhythm.
Right.
And Brian had a really good point, because he got to a point where, we'd be playing something and he would say, okay, well, what scale is it in? Or like, at least give me the key of the song. And I was like, okay, let's see. It's, I'd have to figure it out.
Right.
And after about 20 times of that, it was when he called, the day. He was like, okay, let's stop for the day.
Yeah.
And he sat down behind his desk, and we were at his house, and he had his desk set up in the living room, and I was sitting on the couch, and he turned and looked at me, and he was like, dude, you're doing too fucking much.
Yeah.
And you have to stop. It's commendable that you would want to do it, but you're tripping over yourself.
Yeah.
Like, instead of doing one thing at 100%,
Yeah.
you're trying to do 10 things at 70.
Yeah. That math doesn't add up, but yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Just kidding.
He was way better. Honestly, like that's the only time I've ever seen Brian mad. And I don't ever want to see him mad again. That's how like it felt, And so
I've met him a couple times, or once. Was it once or twice?
Twice.
And he's just always so sweet that I can't imagine the stories
I know
of him getting upset.
There are a lot of legends of Brian
There are
McTernan,
legends.
And the thing that's fun for all of you guys, if you're a Patreon listener, here's a little sneak peek. We're going to have Brian come on the show. We're going to Zoom with him.
That'll be really fun.
That's cool. But yeah, so I left feeling very defeated. I knew I was coming back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But not then. Not then. After that, after getting chewed out, I didn't see the good in it immediately.
It wasn't chewed out.
Exactly. It wasn't. But I take things personally.
Oh yeah, so do I.
I take things where when you're
when
you're telling me my faults,
I don't want to hear it.
Even if you're telling me them in a nice way, or even if you're telling me, hey man, it's great that you can do this, but stop.
Yeah.
Even that way just hit me. And so I left there, and I remember I called you. You were one of the first people I called, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not going back. I'm not going to finish this album. I'm done. I'm not going to be talked to like that. My comfort food that I went to was Taco Bell.
There you go.
I ended up
It is comfort food.
getting...
And I bet after that cheesy bean and rice burrito,
I got like 5 of
"You know
them,
what?
and
I
I
was
got 2
overreacting."
of the bean crunch wraps.
You got 5 of them? 5?
Because it was for my whole trip. I had an 8-hour drive. I was leaving at 7 p.m. from Baltimore
Yeah.
in a snowstorm. I got home at 8 a.m. the next morning. I drove through snow in Richmond.
But that fucking car stunk so
Dude,
bad.
I had so much Taco Bell in that car, and I ended up putting on The Office
That's
on my
also dangerous.
phone. It is dangerous, but I was also...
In a snowstorm, I'm watching TV as I'm
going through
hurtling
a snowstorm,
down the
driving 5. Because you couldn't see... It was snowing so fast and so hard, you couldn't see the sides of the road. So I was literally going 5 miles an hour for about 3 to 4 hours.
No, it's like that time we were on tour
It
in the
was
middle of the
supposed to be an
desert and it was
8-hour
snowing.
drive,
Remember how
and
bad
it's
that was too?
Oh, man.
I remember that's the same thing. You couldn't go.
It
You just
looked
couldn't see anything.
crazy.
Like everything was sand except for what was snow, and then it was insane.
It was, I mean, it honestly looks like when they go into hyperspace on,
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Star Trek, when and they see the stars like all start streaking.
And it's
That's
like one of the
it's
only
crazy.
times I've ever been out of my state, and
Oh, that's right.
and then we
Oh, that's
driving
true.
by ourselves in the middle of Arizona.
Yeah.
Anyways,
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
5 cheesy bean and rice burritos.
So I got 5 cheesy bean and rice burritos. I mean, they're 99 cents. And I knew I was going to be driving all night long, and I knew I was going to want more than one meal. And it was really just a conservation of like money versus like,
And
do
if
I
you get
wanna
caught in a
stop again
snowstorm,
later?
I mean,
Well, I mean, honestly, I did look ahead. I was thinking there is going to be a snowstorm. So like when I stopped to get gas and
the
got
only thing I
Taco
would
Bell-
want is Taco Bell,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh yeah. If I like had pulled off the side of the road, I would have just been glad. I've got a blanket.
Thank God I've got
and
those.
a pillow, and I've got all of this Taco Bell right here.
I don't even need a blanket. I can wrap up in the wrappers after
Oh,
I just
man.
gorge myself on all of these.
with extra nacho cheese sauce.
Oh yeah, that's.
Or
Did you get that trick from me, or did that?
I got that trick
Okay, yeah.
from you, I think.
I don't know where
I don't
got
know.
it, but I've always done it.
gotten. I think I got it from you because I think back in the touring days,
Yeah.
you always got an extra side
Just
of
get a
nacho
cup
cheese.
of nacho cheese,
And I was always
dip
like,
it in
that's
there.
excessive. That's too much. And then I started getting it,
not
and then
too
I was like,
much.
oh,
It's already too
they
much.
barely. Yeah.
So
I
like,
mean,
what's a little bit more too much? If I'm going to like,
if you're eating Taco Bell, what's using extra like nacho cheese?
yeah, it's good.
Not
Tastes
your
good.
problem.
I suggest it. That's gonna be that's a Derek pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your pick on queso at Chipotle?
Garbage.
I know.
I don't like
He
it.
doesn't like the Chipotle queso.
I don't like it.
Queso. I love the queso from Chipotle. Like,
I just don't like
I don't
Chipotle
understand.
that much in general.
Oh, well, that does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that explains a lot.
Like
You just
of
don't
those
like-
type of places, I
if you
prefer.
don't like
I
Chipotle.
prefer the salsaritas.
Really?
Yeah.
If it was between salsaritas and Chipotle, you would pick salsaritas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Chipotle every time, bro.
No, I don't like their
Every
queso.
time.
I don't like their queso,
The sofritas.
and I don't eat meat.
Man, the sofritas are so good.
And
Yeah, Chipotle has sofritas.
fritas.
Sofritas. It's
I
their
like how you say
tofu
that.
option, and it's
Oh,
like,
well, see, that's good.
man, it's really good.
Yeah.
Like
I just prefer bean.
every
though,
now and then, though,
honestly.
too, us vegetarians look forward to when they have their veggie chorizo, because
Oh,
sometimes
yeah.
Chipotle has veggie chorizo only on limited times.
It's like I like the
Count
yeah,
Chocula,
it's great.
you know,
I
only
like
on
the
limited
options,
times.
but I just don't usually like the meal that much.
Man,
I don't know what it
you're
is.
building the wrong bowl.
I don't know.
You're building the wrong bowl.
I don't do the bowls anymore either. I was like, I like a good wrap. I like a good burrito.
I mean, a good burrito is
Give
good.
me a quesarito.
But I
any
mean,
day.
like, I like to get, rice, beans, veggies.
Yeah.
Like all of those things like thrown together with the sofritas. It's
that
it's
counts as
beautiful.
a voice. Please stop.
Okay.
I'm
That's a voice.
That's a
So
voice.
tell us.
You're in the wrong.
Last week we started to touch on it, and then I got us sidetracked somehow. I don't even know how. But we were kind of talking about depression, and you were talking about how last week you were kind of having a dark one of those times, one of those like
I don't know. I think
inner dark. We all experience
not
them.
like inner
we all experience
dark. It's just like I don't know. I think when fall comes around, I have a hard transition into winter.
seasonal
Yeah.
affective disorder.
Yeah, it just
Sad?
sort of kicks me in to whatever it is
That's what they call it. always wondered
in
if that
general.
was
But
real.
overall, depression's been fine lately.
Yeah.
It's been in check.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'd call
That's
it
good.
depression. It's more of just like a
Generalized anxiety.
general
of the world.
anxiety, I guess.
Yeah.
It's one of those like you get those feelings of dread. I think overall,
that.
in general, though, each day I get a little better. In general,
It's like
it's not
I know what
like
you're
getting
talking
rid
about.
of,
You have to,
but
take
able to maintain it.
layers away from your anxieties.
Yeah,
But then, like, there's always things that are gonna like build up on top of each other. Like if you're an adult, and unless you're just like way well off, which I'll bet you, not a lot of people listening are like at the point. And if you are, that's a
bravo.
real
Kudos to you.
kudos to you for like getting your life right.
Yeah.
And like being a good person.
You
and
chose
doing
correctly.
Exactly. I chose incorrectly.
No.
I guess. No, I chose what was right.
The
you
road
know?
less traveled.
Yes. And running a business
Look at me,
is
Robert
hard.
Frost over here.
And it's so funny. I was talking about that the other day about how that is my least favorite poem. Two roads diverged in a
Why
yellow
is it your
wood.
least favorite poem?
Because the teacher we had in high school, that was her favorite poem, and I remember having to read it like 20 times, and I was like,
Was this middle school or high school?
high school.
Yeah.
I just remembered it being like
I wonder how much I remember of it.
all
Because I had to
remember is
memorize
two
it.
roads diverge. I did too.
Yeah.
That's why I hated it as well.
Yeah.
Two roads diverge in a yellow wood. I chose
No.
and
Two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, and as for though the passing there had worn them really about the same. I think that's all I remember.
D for performance, but B for remembrance. B.
I mean, I thought that was
I don't know how much of it you remembered.
A-worthy.
You stumbled a few times. Performance wasn't good.
Well, give me a second shot. Hold on.
Performance wasn't good. Performance was really terrible. Like, in fact,
2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, and as for though the passing there had worn them really about the same.
now see, anyone listening right now, you just got, thank you to me. You're welcome. You just got a way better version of what he just tried to butcher through the first time when he couldn't. He was trying to remember it and he stumbled a couple times.
I think it was one of those things where it was like,
That
you
one
know,
was a performance.
I'm pretty sure I absolutely remember it, but I was like, I might remember it.
You weren't sure
I
of yourself.
absolutely. Just the same way I can say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag in Spanish.
Are you one of those people that's unsure of yourself from day to day?
Oh,
On a
absolutely.
regular,
You know
Are
me.
you? I'm talking. We're probably
Yeah.
talking to like everyone who listens. Are you one of those people who finds it hard to live in your own
And then
skin?
I
all
still
of us.
know like
All
the
of us
50
do.
states in alphabetical order because I had to remember that in some point.
You know, one of those sobriety tests that I would never pass.
Alphabet backwards?
Yep.
Me neither.
Even if I was straight. I mean, I don't drink.
I couldn't do it
I don't
now,
drink,
I don't
but
think,
I
really.
I couldn't like. You would have to take me to jail for public intoxication because
Yeah,
I
I would
wouldn't
never
be able to do it.
I wouldn't be
But
able
then
to
they
do it.
would test my blood and say, there's no.
Lots of THC, but no alcohol whatsoever. Oh, yeah, your sounds aren't on.
Or not.
I don't know if we got it.
I think that was because I got high.
Okay.
And that's all that matters. Because I got high. Because I got high. La, da, 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 da.
It's a voice.
That's not a voice. That is Afro Man.
You know what? I
that
think
was not a voice. That was
I'm
like,
just kidding. But Afro Man,
man.
there was a new.
He's from
I
Knoxville.
can't- oh God, I can't.
where
I can't remember
we
what
are
it
there.
was. There was a new, like on Spotify, where they give you like the.
There's a new Afro Man.
Well, he was on something. There was like a new
Featured?
song that came out, and he was featured on it, I believe. Oh yeah. But it was somebody else.
We're gonna report back on that.
Yeah,
That's
we gotta
amazing.
find out who it is.
That is amazing.
Yeah. How's your depression been? Spotty.
Yeah, man. You know, it's always there.
It always will be there.
Yeah, no, it will always be there. There are like definitely days that I wake up way more like today couldn't be over fast enough.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And then there are other days like today where I wake up and I'm like optimistic, I'm excited, I want to do things,
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those weird things where you just never know until you wake up each morning. And that's what is weird to me about the human brain is like it decides those things for you. Like no matter how much you think you're in control of your mind and your own thoughts, like when it really comes down to it, like on a just base level, your subconscious is doing the thinking for you. Like no matter how much you try to make yourself not have a sad, depressed day or whatever, if you wake up feeling blah, like you just can't talk yourself out of that all the time. And at the same time, there are some people who never experience it a day in their lives. You know, they may make it their whole lives and they would never know what depression
Oh man.
looks like or feels like. You know, there's people like my mom, for example, you know, she tells me, she says, you know, she talks about my dad because my dad has depression.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's fucking rad. Thank you, Mom. You gave me OCD and Dad, you gave me depression. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Love you guys. You also gave me life, so that's great. But like, to hear her like say my dad's depressed and then say like, I mean, but I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. You know, she'll call me and ask advice. You know, and she's like, because I've never been depressed, so like I don't know how it makes you feel. So like, I at least appreciate my mom that she's like, she's not one of those people who we've both definitely known that say, hey, everything's fine, man. Cheer up.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be okay. Just,
people got it way worse than you.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
not what it's about.
dude,
It's
never is that what it's about.
It's never what it's about. Like, I'm not stupid. I don't just suddenly forget that there's other people that have it worse than me.
Yeah. I don't
and
forget
then if
that
you
other
tell me
people
to
are
pray
depressed.
about it, I tell you what.
Pray for yourself first.
Because I'm about to come at you.
Yep.
Because it's not it's just that. Like, I get it.
Yep.
I get what you're trying to do when you say pray about it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're trying to do.
Thoughts and prayers.
But it's more than just that, you know?
Yeah.
There's like
yeah, there's a whole lot more to it than
there's more than that.
There's more than thoughts and prayers, which just gets thrown about.
It is. It's, you know, and
everywhere.
Here's the thing about it. It's like,
and it's a nice sentiment, and I'm not knocking or downing anyone ever saying it or using it. I'm just saying, understand that the person on the receiving end of that isn't necessarily going to say, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, but it's not their fault for giving them.
That's also.
But I think it's the term itself, thoughts and prayers. It's just become one of those. It's become just a word in the lexicon.
Yeah.
You know, like it does.
Woke.
It's meaningless. It's like
woke.
It's like, this is something that you say when this happens. It's like there's like a diagram. Oh, this happened. The passing of a friend's father. Right. Oh, thoughts and prayers. It's like one of those things you say. It's like a call sheet for somebody that works in a call center when they're having those discussions with people.
You say thoughts and prayers.
If they say they're not interested, you must also then say, "Oh,
then
have you heard about our one time?" Yeah,
yeah. It gives you like a choose your own adventure sort of chart. Like if they, at Apple, for example, I don't know if it's an insider secret or not.
Oh, you better not say it. But is it like one of those things where it's like, are you happy?
Not. It's one of those.
Like if you say, are you happy with their service, and they say yes.
If you worked as a person that worked from home, which is awesome, that's a position that you can work from home, and you're given a manual that basically like troubleshoots every problem that could possibly be wrong, and you just follow the kind of like choose your own adventure of what the problem solving is. And that's brilliant.
Yeah, it's
like,
great.
Someone can be trained in the process of also like learning that, and that's their job.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's weird.
It is weird.
I mean,
it's
then again,
I don't think that I would enjoy doing that.
I don't think I could. I'm not built for that.
Yeah.
I'm not built.
It's cool that
sit behind a computer all day long.
It's cool that the technology is there that makes that possible. Because
that's cool. That's fine. That's nice.
That helps me get my phone fixed faster.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, also, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Other than like, I don't know, anxiety, which I have like every day, just like buzzing, anxiety every day.
That's the thing. It's never going to go away. It's only in how you deal with the anxiety that is present at the given time. It's not about getting rid of it, because that's never going to happen.
I know.
But by dealing with it, it's kind of like getting rid of it, because you
have dealt
no longer let it
through with it.
affect you the way that it has.
I guess that's kind of like where maybe like my head's at. It's just, I'm like, I'm at that like 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood. Yeah, I'm at that place right now. I'm at the like my brain. It's most of the time okay, and then other time it's in panic mode. It's like it can't decide or understand or realize that it should just stay neutral. Just stay like political. Stay in the middle.
Stay political. Yeah.
Like like in politics, just stay in the middle. Yeah. Like you don't have to pick a side.
No, absolutely not.
And so with my brain and my happiness and the way that it fluctuates and seesaws, like just stay in the middle. Just keep me like baseline. Like I don't have real bad depressed days, and I don't get bummed out about money and stuff like that as much. Yeah. And I have more days where I can be broke and also be happy somehow. Yeah. Because I find it in me to just power through or whatever.
I think
like,
it's
find the middle line at least and not swing so hard left or right, because from day to day, I feel like I do just like...
I think if I've got things in motion to help myself, whatever
Mm-hmm.
my current situation's in, then it helps me get over the depression more.
Yeah.
Like if I'm thinking about something, I'm like, oh, this is probably why I'm down. And if I have something like I've put into motion about it, like even if it's the slightest thing, it's like, oh, I'm working on it. And so that can sort of like if I feel bad that I haven't made music in a while or something. Like if I've been depressed, and
Oh, man, I feel
I haven't
bad
made music
about
and
that
I
all the
feel
time.
so depressed. And
All
that
the time.
I'm so depressed about it that I can't make music now. Because
I haven't made a Skeleton Beach album in a really long time, or even a track.
It's like
Period.
I'll go through these things where I'm like recording a lot, but I'm never really putting things all the way together. So I feel like nothing ever gets done.
Nothing gets
and I feel like
finished.
caught in some limbo.
I feel like I either don't finish it or I can't even find now the ambition to start.
Right.
Like with any sort of creative process, I've like almost sort of like hit like a creative brick wall where like I have all these ideas that I want to do, but I keep telling myself either why I shouldn't do them or why I can't do them, or
You just need to make a list of the things you want to do and just do them one at a time. Because that's that same problem I usually have is I just have so many things I want to do that I sit and think about it so long that I don't do anything, and then I just get so upset with myself that I didn't do any of the things.
that's what I'm saying. Like
It's
I'll
awful.
generally
It's a
like have a
terrible
bunch
cycle.
of things I want to do.
Yeah.
That okay, tonight I can do this, or this.
And I'm
That's
so
cool.
stoked about it when I'm thinking about it. I'm
Yep.
so excited.
Generally, it's on my run, so like that's when my head's the most clear, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna totally do that.
Yeah.
Because in that moment, I'm feeling great,
yeah.
and that's not how it's gonna be later in like 5 or 6 hours when you're tired.
Yeah.
Or not even tired, but it's like it's nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like again, I used to make music in that time, or but lately I've been more and more making myself not like just sitting on the couch and watching the same episodes of The Office.
That's where I've been.
Like,
We're in the same little boat because
just
that's what
like-
I'll do. I'll sit there and think about it. Like I'll have all these ideas, and
yeah,
I will almost
bursting.
I will almost orchestrate a whole entire song in my head.
I have notes like full of
Yeah.
like things that like are things I want to do, but
I just sit there and I just let those things happen, and I make these songs, and then they just go nowhere because I don't ever get up and do it, and then I can't recreate it
every time.
And I always think like, oh, I'll remember this. No, I'm not gonna remember that.
You're not gonna remember it at all.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna remember this
No.
a bit.
You're definitely not gonna
Maybe one day I'll accidentally remember it because I'm humming something. I've done that before, where I'll rewrite a song I wrote a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah.
finished.
I've done that before.
That feels so great. Sometimes.
That does feel really good
Yeah.
because it'll be like a guitar part that I wrote 3 or 4 years ago, and I was like, "Oh man, I forgot it," and I did.
Yeah.
And then one day, just like the right progression brought it back, and I was like, "Oh, there was that lost piece
Yeah.
that I never finished. Now I can." But most of my Skeleton Beach stuff is just scattered, and it's like a bunch of tracks that were started, but like so far from finished that like part of me is thinking about just deleting every bit of it.
No, that's not worthwhile.
I thought about it
But why though?
because then I wouldn't have
You should.
the reserve to go to, and I would have to start. It would force my hand to start over. It would be sort of a like reboot, reset. Hey, instead of trying to ever spend all of your time wasting hours of your life looking through all of these projects and maybe finding something that becomes a song, why don't you just, there's a reason they live here.
I get that.
Push them all out of the way and only move forward.
But the reason they live there is not because they're bad, though. The reason they live there is because of your attention span and my attention span.
Well,
like it's
very, very much the
It's not that
case.
there's probably great stuff in there. If
I don't-
here's you know what, I'll do the same thing.
I don't ever know if there's great stuff or not. I think that there might be like there definitely may be some nuggets
Yeah.
for sure. I
Yeah.
think that there might be a couple things in there that like Whoa, I forgot.
Like, I
But
know that
mostly
we
no.
have stuff in there that are full fleshed out things that I have completely forgot about.
Yes.
That I don't even know what it is, but I know they're there.
Oh yeah, and as soon as you hear it, it's like, oh
Yeah.
that song.
That's why
that
I
was
think
so
that
good.
instead of deleting that, you just put it all to an external hard drive, like out of sight, out of mind, off of the server, off of everything.
Oh,
just
speaking of music, I'm
onto,
gonna go ahead and say this right now. Instead of ending like the show like we normally do,
Uh-huh.
since we haven't really done it this season
Yeah.
of the podcast, we're gonna end for video with the music video for Sea of Trees,
Okay.
which is our latest
Oh, okay. That's a good idea.
release. Just we haven't played any music, and
Yeah.
we used to like love to play music from
And I
artists like
freaking-
you guys, from anyone, from
I
fans.
love that part. Yeah, if you listen and you're in an indie band, or if you're in Metallica,
That's
Lars,
true. If you're in any band,
you can
period,
send us anything and we will.
and you want us to play it,
and
like we'll play it at the end with the video or just with the audio. And if you don't
Yeah.
have a video, we can put the album art.
just submit
whatever.
it to us on our go to our website and just send us a message, and yeah, we'd love to help.
Yeah,
and
that'd be
play
awesome.
Songs, and we just love hearing new music too. So
Yeah,
we
that's
would be
the
thankful
biggest
that
thing.
you send us new music to listen to.
We always like that. I mean, that's what we used to do a lot.
Yeah.
with the show is like
That was
learn
my
about
one of my
music,
favorite
you know?
parts, is because it was really like, I loved that we could benefit other people that listen to us by promoting their projects too.
Right. And
So yeah, I'm all for that.
whether it was like interviews, which again from season 1, there were over 200 or 300
300
something episodes. I'm gonna see if I can get them back in podcast form. We accidentally, I think, deleted them maybe permanently, but I might be able to get them because I
I'm fine with
wanted,
not having them back.
you know, with part of me is, but like having, you know, right now we're in like what we're gonna call season 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Episode 6, but like we, you know, I've heard people say like, oh yeah, I looked up the podcast. There's not much. There's not
Yeah.
anymore.
Right.
But there's like a lot of
the-
interviews that we're missing, like with Bonnie Prince
Yeah.
Billy and
Judy Greer and
Yeah,
Matt
yeah, yeah.
Sharp, and
they're like,
yeah,
I would
give
like to
those- I
still
miss
have,
those.
and I think that like people would still want, but since we're also going to be interviewing in the future more,
It's like it
people
just
and
feels
keeping that
different
going.
back then than it feels now. So I just don't feel like it's a good representation of what we are now. And I would hate for
It's
someone to get
right.
that first and then come
I-
to this.
I
or
see what you're
vice,
saying.
Yeah, you know.
This is different.
yeah,
That is very true.
it's a little bit more freeform, and
This is way more freeform, and this is a lot more fun.
Yeah, I'm
honestly, I have
enjoying
more
it.
fun doing this than like when we did it without a camera. And the camera doesn't even have anything to do with it. It's more the
it's taken me this long to get
Layout.
sort of comfortable with the
maybe
camera.
that's what it is. Oh, it's taken me this long to just get comfortable talking and like
Yeah.
being like alone with my thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts.
Because sometimes I am. We do have a viewer question from the cult.
Oh yeah, we do. Steve did.
Listener. But we are going to take a break real quick because I want to drink and I'm parched.
I am
you know,
parched as well.
Parched. And when we get back, we're going to review that. And I am doing finger guns. Why? We'll be right back.
After these messages.
We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. What's up, everybody? We're going to go to a question right now from cult member.
Member Steve.
Thank you so much for submitting a question. As always, anyone, keep in mind you can submit your own questions and we will talk about them, answer them here.
You can go to sharingnews.friends.com.
Yeah, do it. See, it's right there. Go there.
We'll
wait.
make you do it that many times.
I'll wait. I'm going to sit here and wait just for a second, just to make sure, like anyone that wants to go to the website takes this time right now to pause.
Okay.
And go ahead and go before we even get into it. I'm gonna check my phone. Yep, everything's fine. The world's not burning down. Okay, so
All right,
now
let's
we're
go.
gonna get into our question.
Let's get into it.
Here we go. Cult member Steve, what you gotta say?
Hey guys, sending in a video.
Nope, can you turn it up a little bit?
First off,
Sure.
Gene,
I can't hear him.
not only did I know the song, I have the Shades Apart CD and the CD that came out after it. So is that Derek, for Rod Stewart, You Need to Start Here,
Okay.
his Faces album. and this is the best Chili Peppers album.
Ah,
Just
ha, ha, ha.
Oh, okay, there you go. Good choice.
But seriously, my question was, I saw this article the other day about an AI created rapper that basically got canceled for using derogatory language and racist language because it was just building songs based on songs that are already out there, which also had me thinking about these like apps now that you can type in kind of like what you want the art to look like and it creates a piece of art for you. And I saw a visual artist, Daniel Danger, he does a lot of concert posters and stuff and movie posters, and he was saying how a lot of people who make money making like book cover art and stuff probably are going to be out of jobs because now the book companies that already had no budgets are going to be using that app to create the book cover they want rather than paying an actual artist. So I was just curious what you guys think about that. There's a bunch of articles out there if you search. I forget the rapper's name, but basically, like it was an AI rapper that was signed to a label and got dropped by the label. So let me know what you guys think.
What?
Well, that's annoying. So I'm definitely gonna have to find some like obviously like finding a volume like solution better than that is gonna have to happen. But what AI rapper
I'm gonna look it up.
that got
I want to look it up.
AI rapper that got canceled because it was using derogatory language? We've gotten there, dude, where AI can do.
FN Mecca becomes first AI rapper signed to
How is it
major
spelled?
label.
FN. Okay, just FN
Mecca or Mecca?
Mecca. Probably Mecca for like meta. I don't. It seems like a
mean,
meta
it's-
move,
it's-
obviously, right?
I mean, it's AI generated, probably.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, that's
there's no
what it
there's
is.
no rhyme or reason to why it is. It's pulled from.
Oh, it just generated itself.
Yeah, probably. I'm
Like
assuming.
fucking Terminator. So all of a sudden now
Yeah.
we're gonna have to worry about robots walking down the street out there because we're there now in the future. We are where they like.
I've got to find out.
If
more
they can
about
rap, they
this.
can shoot. If they can rap, they can shoot.
What are you talking about?
Shooting a gun is easier than rapping. Putting lyrics together is way harder. So if AI is already causing rappers to happen, Terminator is going to happen because obviously people are going to be walking down the streets with guns because shooting is easier than rapping.
Oh yeah, we're all gonna die.
By AI.
Yeah.
It's
Found
too
out
much now.
Terminator.
Like, what do I think about
Oh, we're not. It's
being
not
canceled?
too much. It's fine.
being
That's
canceled?
weird.
It's crazy. Like, because it isn't real. You can't cancel a compute.
I mean, you're canceling society because I'm sure whatever the AI is, it's probably taking data points from us. You know, like it's been created by taking data points from civilization.
Let's say all of its data points are taking.
So that just shows you what the
words
world
used
is like.
in rap. Okay, so let's say we're gonna do. We're gonna make an AI bot. Okay, that generates an album based off of. We're gonna take these 5 records. We're gonna take. We're gonna take Nas. We're gonna take Tupac. We're gonna take Biggie. We're gonna take a Kanye, and we're gonna take a Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna take one album from each of those artists, and we're gonna take all the lyrics.
Yeah.
Put them all together in a big list, and the AI is allowed to choose any of those words in any sequence to make a song.
Right.
It's gonna make something that would obviously be in places like, I mean,
I'm going to show you something right now. This is going to blow your mind. Hold on.
does what I just said exist? Like, is there an app for that where you can take like your favorites and
Tell me the most ridiculous kind of picture you would ever want to see.
Okay. Let's see. Probably a person skateboarding on a pony's back. How funny would that be?
Person,
Like, person like trying to skateboard, like do it like on a pony.
On a pony's
I don't know what's
back.
happening right now. For those at
Done.
home, I don't know.
Create.
I probably broke the internet because what I'm requesting is
you're fine.
too crazy. They're like
Create
"Dude,
artwork."
We can't do artwork. There's not artwork.
It takes a minute. It takes a couple minutes, so we
There's
can talk about
person
it.
skateboarding on a pony's back, but this isn't real.
So this is.
Are we gonna be able to put a picture for the feed for those that are watching? Okay, cool.
yeah,
So
for
when
sure.
it's generated, like we can put that up and you guys can see it. This is what AI?
Yeah.
Okay. So
AI
you can type
generated.
in what you
Anything.
want to see.
I typed in.
Like, what is the craziest thing you've typed?
I've only done
in
one
this?
so far. I just got it the other day because I've been reading about this
Is
kind
this
of
an
stuff.
app?
Yeah.
Well, I've been listening to Super Intelligent,
Yeah.
which was one of Elon Musk's top books on
Okay.
AI.
So there's a person on a pony's back. Is there a skateboard in it?
I don't see them.
It gives you different
skateboarding.
options. Okay, there's a pony skateboarding with a person on its back. Okay, there's a woman holding a horse while she's on a skateboard.
I mean, these are close enough, honestly, from what I was like thinking.
Yeah.
Wait, so those are pictures that are on the internet? Or...
No, these are created. These are generated pictures.
It just
So-
well, we can cycle through them.
I will, but I just want to
That's
in case
like-
it's hard, just in case we can't for some reason.
I mean-
that one. Oh. Yeah, so it like these are just created digitally. These aren't real pictures. Look, like hold on, there's one the other day I typed a goldfish playing chess. And then I got these things. Like look at that.
What? Oh yeah, we're gonna share all of
Like
these.
it's all
Oh yeah, that's like.
and it just generates it like, and it's bizarre and weird and crazy, and it almost looks like some kind of surreal like
So there's
art.
an app where you can make art
yeah.
by typing. Okay, so yeah, so definitely you take all 5 of those rappers and any album you choose of them and throw all those words together and then let the algorithm pick the words and make some beats with some sounds.
But dude, it's not.
I see it happening, and yeah, it would be offensive. Take the words in like most hip hop music. It can be offensive if taken the wrong way, and AI doesn't know.
First of all, it's AI, so it can't
it
be
doesn't know.
offensive because it's a pure form of it's just throwing us back at ourselves.
Yeah.
But think about this. At some point, and I just listened to Duncan Trussell and what's his name, Shane Mauss, Mauss, talk about this on Duncan Trussell's podcast, and about at some point, AI is going to be so invasive to where they'll take all of this data that they've been collecting, because Google has everything.
Yeah.
Like our phones record everything. They have all of these data points on us, everything we've looked at, all the places we go, all the things we say sometimes, and then our texts back and forth to each other, how we communicate. So there's going to be a point to where, like, you know, let's say in the future I pass away, and you're gonna be able to go on your AI and get on there and have a conversation with what that thing thinks is me. It'll make like a version of me.
It's like an Alexa, and you can upload someone's consciousness to the like little thing and talk to it. How? How does that like?
Well, it's because it's got these generators. It's like this AI generator. Like you tell it these data points, like a goldfish playing chess, and it's going to meld these things together. But if you get more pristine on the algorithms and things that you're designing, then you can create anything, I guess. But it's not really the person. It's just like a...
Yeah. Oh, no. Obviously, it's not the person. It's just an AI generation of their voice.
But then you start thinking about that. It's like, is this...
Because they used that for Anthony Bourdain.
Is this where we need to go?
His documentary on CNN.
That's strange, man.
At the beginning, to like narrate his own life, they used AI, and apparently, according to one of his she wrote a book after his passing, and she was one of his closest friends and producers. She says that it was only like maybe 30 seconds total of the whole film had like AI generated, because like at first people were like, "Oh, he can't narrate the film in all AI,"
right?
But like a lot of the stuff that was there was stuff that he'd already recorded. So like a lot of what you heard of Anthony was like real Bourdain. But some of it apparently, I think at the beginning, maybe when he talks about like, this is my life, this is the story, I think some of that was like AI done. It was like with words and pieces and phrases that he had used before. So
well, I'd say they have enough of a sample selection that
they can make him say anything.
It's like when we're recording drums or something, and you have these all these different kicks
Yeah.
that you could choose from.
Yeah.
And you could cycle through those and find the one that best fits the part that you need. It's like they have him saying this word and that word like probably
It's true.
100 times.
And
that
that's
they
just
could
crazy, though.
It'll just gel it all together like a normal sentence.
I can see why. Like, I remember a lot of people were kind of like upset at first, and I think if you did the whole film that way, it would be disrespectful in a way. I understand like prefacing the film, with a little bit of like pretext with him in his own voice, because he did always narrate a show.
Yeah.
And that's why I loved it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like I wept when he passed
Oh,
away.
yeah.
I was like, he's one of my biggest heroes.
I love that guy.
Loved him.
Yeah.
So like at first when I heard that the narration was AI, I was like, oh, well, that's not okay. I don't really like the documentary I just watched wasn't at all like, but then I started thinking about it and I was like, does it matter? But then I found out later that it was only like 30 seconds. So most of the narration was like,
did he
actually
write
him.
the script? Like he was good on the script?
There was
'Cause,
like he always had producers.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the talking and stuff that was in throughout the documentary was just pieces.
Well, they probably did because that's how he would have done it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
That's just
And
how
that's
it goes. People are going to get mad about everything.
Oh, you think? You think people
I mean, you can't
look
make
for
you can't
reasons
make a decision
to
that
get mad
everyone's
now?
going to agree with.
No,
It's impossible.
no. Everyone wants to get mad or offended
Yeah.
by everything.
Yeah.
We've reached that point in society.
Everybody.
Everyone's
included.
offended.
Like,
Everything.
I see it in myself. That's how I know everybody else does it too.
Yeah. So you're saying that you're offended by everything? Everything
No,
offends
well,
you?
no, but
Nothing
if you
offends me.
recognize the fact that humans are like that, then
Nothing
you can stop it.
offends me. It doesn't matter. Like nothing.
That's not true.
Nothing's offensive.
You have a lot of things stuck in your crawl for that not to be true.
That's such a phrase. Why don't you get those tarot cards over there and let's see where the magic lies. This week, I know you already pre-shuffled them. Those of you at home don't really know that, but I saw it.
Page of Swords.
Ooh,
Okay.
man. All right.
So a page is like
that's always a good
childlike.
card,
It's a
actually.
new beginning.
Yeah, man.
And swords are mentality, I think, and the thinking brain.
Man. Okay, so the Page of Swords, in full
It's like a new
definition,
beginning.
he is upright. So it means a young person in government service or law enforcement, a diplomat. Can also mean espionage against you.
Ooh.
So one must always be ready.
That's
for the
reversed, though, right?
Nope,
Oh,
that's
no.
upright. Yeah. So if it were to come at you in a reverse fashion, it's an imposter, possibly exposed, frivolity, cunning.
Okay, so
Possibly
this
ill
is
health,
what's
unexpected.
okay. This is the way of
This is
reading
a young
it.
person in government service or law enforcement or diplomat.
A
Can
lot of the
also
times,
mean
these cards,
espionage
people
against
try
you.
to like if you're looking for like someone in your life,
Yeah.
like this is important about
For sure.
then it might be something. Okay,
But like
but there's also other ways to read it in like
there
the
are,
esoteric way
this,
and stuff like
this
that.
right here, you can read the full text. So upright, it can describe someone keeping the peace, such as the military or the police and their protective rules. The Page of Swords may also indicate someone who is a minor government official or a diplomat. This person understands how to be diplomatic. This card can also mean that you may need to use your diplomatic skills to deal with something that's coming up to arrest. Beware of someone spying on you.
Oh,
The Page of Swords is also a card of dexterity and grace. The energy of this Page of Swords helps overcome their aggressive and violent instincts with their intellect. That's good to know. Between his vigilance, his diplomatic skills, and his graceful dexterity, the Page of Swords can alter his own fate by standing up to anything that comes his way. So basically,
Okay.
it's saying, like, just be you and stand bold.
don't shy
as
away from your
yourself.
beliefs. Be diplomatic and
Always be cool to one another.
a harbinger of peace.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
As opposed to a Metallica Harbinger of Sorrow.
Is that what it's? What's
I
that?
don't
Do
know.
they
That's
say
what came to mind.
harbinger of sorrow? Oh, we probably just got sued for that.
Oh, dude, they are on that so
Yeah.
much. Lars is... Oops.
I've-
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Metallica. We don't want to be on your bad side. I like the music. For the most, it's okay. I mean, I don't love it.
I think you're
I don't want to
over-explaining.
dig. Yeah, I'm over explaining. I was going to say,
over-explaining
I don't
right
really own many of the records. I have Injustice for All on vinyl. And I have
I don't think I have any on
Master
vinyl.
of Puppets and Ride the Lightning. I have those 3 on vinyl. And then...
You also have, or you had, you probably sold it. What was that one?
Oh, the newest one.
The newest one.
It got sold when
It was
I
probably in
sold
the
off
Purge.
the bulk of my Purge records. Yeah. It went... only like the deep cuts that I love and mean something to me stayed.
Yeah.
It was time to let go of petty things. You know, I'm a man of dexterity, right? I'm a man of dexterity, and I have to keep light and nimble and on my feet. And so,
Yeah, it's a good
by
way to
doing
be.
so, I had to lighten my load. I had too many records that were like, other people should be enjoying these.
Right.
I'm not listening to these.
Yeah, that's
enough.
how I was too. I got rid of a shit ton.
I need to keep the important ones.
What do you think about these glasses?
Oh, I love the glasses.
I can't tell yet.
Yeah. No, I'm used
Kind
to
of
them
makes
now.
me. I
At
feel like I
first, it
look
was
like
weird.
an '80s serial killer for some reason. I
You
don't know
do look
why.
a little Dahmer-esque. Yeah,
That's
no,
what
no,
I was
it's-
telling Allie today. She's like, "Oh, you don't look like a serial killer." I was
Oh,
like,
no,
this
no,
kinda
those
looks
are the
like Jeffrey
same
Dahmer.
glasses,
It kind
like-
of looks like Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses.
Except his were like more gold.
I think
tinted,
it-
and yours, the blue sets it off.
Yeah, I don't know
They're
if you can see it,
definitely
but
like
they're
a
blue.
style, but I think because of like the way you are, it works.
Okay, good.
Like I don't think that they're like for
It's a
everybody.
new style for me.
Like I couldn't pull that off.
Yeah, I bet
at
you
all.
could. Try them
No,
on.
Dude, I would look like
I can't really see you though, so.
so.
Oh, dude, it looks good. I like that.
You know,
You look
like,
like
that's
a,
what it is
You look like
right
you
there.
ran a casino in the '80s, or yeah,
currently
Currently.
running a
because those guys are
casino.
still there.
Man, this is like warping my vision
Yeah, I'm
like
very
to a
blind.
crazy degree. I can't even tell if they look good or not.
They
I
do.
literally can't even see myself.
You'll see it when you watch back.
So yeah, I guess so. Oh man, that's super pain.
Like it.
Is that all for the week?
I believe that's
Is that
it.
it?
I think
So
that's it.
we're gonna leave you with a little bit of music from our project Cemetery Gates.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget to check out the Patreon and the website and all those things like that because we would love to have you as part of the cult. And even if you don't want to join Patreon, you can still always submit videos to us, and
Yes.
we will always love that. So
And you can always
go to the
submit-
website and do that. I'm doing this a whole lot.
Via the website,
Yeah.
or if you would rather on the Instagram, you could use it and like blah 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 question, and then send it to us right there.
You can do that.
on
Don't
Instagram,
do
and
it just
we'll have
like
it.
that.
Like make it words and
Yeah.
not like
If I get one like
noises.
that, I'm probably not going to play it on the air.
If it sounds like Charlie Brown's
If
parents
this is
again,
the second time Charlie Brown's parents have been brought up on this episode.
yep. And that's what I was.
I feel good about it, to be
on
honest.
purpose.
I
Did
like
I
it.
do better? Keeping the voices back. Did you like it? Did you have more fun if I
I just
held
want you
back?
to be you. That's all I care about.
That's fair.
Just be yourself, man.
Sometimes myself is making weird voices.
Oh, do them.
Yeah.
Do it. Make one right now, just so you can do it.
No, I'm not gonna do it now. Like you can't do it. Like you
Do it
can't
right
make.
now.
You can't wait. You can't make a weird
Do
voice
it.
on.
Do it right
like,
now. Do it right now. Give me your weirdest voice, one you've never done
man.
before.
Oh, one
A
I've
new
never
one.
done before?
Try one you've never tried
Oh
before.
man, yes. No, that's like deep down inside. A weird voice I've never done before. Okay.
It's got to be spread. You can't
Oh,
think about
man,
it. It's
yeah,
got to be
I know.
spread of the moment. Just do
Right now-
something. Do your weirdest thing
On
right
my
now.
head right now. All I'm thinking about is McConaughey, man. I'm just
Oh,
thinking about
you do
all-
McConaughey a lot.
I just yeah no I just like I could see those things on his Instagram that are him. They're more ads.
Yeah.
Hey man, laughs, just laugh. You know, you just.
I thought you were about to go into Tom.
My
to Forrest
grandpappy
Gump
told
just then.
my grandpappy told me once. You know, yeah, I like to think about it from time to time. It makes me feel nice. He told me, and like he goes on these like long stories,
I
man,
know.
and it's so, but it's beautiful. Like even, but at the end of it though, you're always like, that didn't happen.
Yeah, it probably didn't happen.
Grandpappy.
And you see him do it, and it's like
It's an act, right? Or is
it
that
is
him?
It is
that him?
absolute.
Is that
act.
really
It is an
McConaughey?
acting thing. It's
Yeah.
like you can't really do that thing where you're like.
Yes, I'm a great.
Like no one does. No one.
I
does
know,
that. No
right.
one. No one is like that.
That's not someone's real personality. Yeah, that's true.
That's who they are, and that's
That
how
would be
he
like
wants
if
to
I-
be perceived.
Sat here in my usual tone of voice and talk
Yeah.
like this.
It's like when I was doing the Robert Frost.
People
one.
would wonder, like, hey, why are you taking pauses in between like when you talk.
Yeah.
But Matthew McConaughey, he just gives those. My grandpappy once told me.
It's like he's looking back to a distant
Yes.
past that only he knows about. Oh, what do I think about Disneyland? Well,
that's funny you ask. But
funny you ask about Disneyland because I've got some thoughts on it. And like he'll just look dead to the left, like remembering some kind of alternate universe battle that he had there.
80. I was a young little sprout then, right?
A young little sproutling?
That's something he would say, totally.
Probably would.
My grandpappy took me to Disney.
I was about knee high to a grasshopper. My grandpa took me to.
I was there. I was in Disney. You know, it was the early 80s, man. You know, I was just there. And so I was there with my grandpappy, and we were, yeah, that's a good memory. I like that.
That's what I like.
And that's what, and he does that though. Like he'll start going into a story and then he'll stop and trail off. But yeah, I like that.
That's what I like about the Hall of Presidents.
You were saying something insightful. And there you go. I got to do a voice. I got to do Matt.
There you go.
McConaughey. So at least I made it through, and I got to do a voice, and I did one.
We'll probably cut this for the real episode.
Oh no, you should never cut that.
Gonna cut it. It's
gone. So thank you guys for joining the program this week.
Thank you so much.
Check out our website, and
until next time,
we love you.
Bye. Sponsored by Fresco.
I had a lucid dream. We were swimming in the sea of truth. It had you feeling that face the facts sometimes.